Hello and welcome back to the channel once again. Shooting videos from a DSLR or a mirrorless can be a task for many of us. In today's video, we're going to talk about how you can get the right white balance, crisp clear audio, getting the shutter speed right, your lighting and more. We're going to cover all of this in this video today. Subscribe now and watch this video right till the end. Let's begin. Now the very first point I'm talking about is frames per second, which is the FPS, which means how many frames per second is your camera going to capture. Now for instance, if I keep a setting of 25 FPS, my camera is going to capture 25 frames per second, and if I keep a setting of 60 FPS, the camera is going to capture 60 frames in a second. Now when you see a footage of a 60 FPS, it is a lot more smooth because it has captured a lot of detail. More frames have been captured, hence you can see a smoothness. However, I shoot my videos at 25 frames per second and I'm pretty happy. 24 or 25 FPS is what you get that nice cinematic footage. Now the aperture is responsible to give you a nice depth of field. It separates the subject from the background. You can see I am using an aperture of 2.8 and how well I am disconnected from the background. It means I have a nice beautiful blurry background with the light having a bokeh. This is how they shoot cinematic videos by using prime lenses. In this exercise, I'm going to demonstrate how aperture actually affects your footage. We are not going to play with the lights, increase light, decrease light. You're only going to increase the f-stop value from 2.8 onwards, and you will see the difference, that how it is affecting the exposure part and also the background behind. It will get less blurry and less bokeh. Let us begin. Now we can see the overall scene is dark, very dull. This is because we increased the aperture value from 2.8 to 8 now. The background is also less blurred and there is less of bokeh effect in the background. Let us go back to the original setting for you to see how the whole transformation happens. So I hope this exercise helped you understand how the increase of aperture value from 2.8 onwards makes such a huge impact in your scene, and this will definitely help you in your videos that you're going to shoot ahead. ISO. ISO means how sensitive your camera sensor is to the light. Now to get the right exposure to your footage, it is always good to have a check on the histogram of your camera and have the exposure somewhere in the center as a starting point. Remember, if you increase the ISO, it is going to add a lot of noise and grain to your footage and ultimately it may be of no use. That is why we always use prime lenses in shooting videos, like how we are shooting it now on an aperture of 2.8 with a larger opening, because it allows a lot of more light to come in and keeps your ISO in check. So remember, it is always good to add more lights to your scene rather than bumping up ISO, which is the artificial bump up of light. Focus. Now all the professional filmmakers always use the manual focus because this helps them get tack sharp focus on the subject. Most of the time the camera is not very precise in the autofocusing, which may result in a blur. Also keep in mind, if you're shooting at an aperture of 1.8 or 2.8 and if your subject moves even little ahead or behind, it will lose focus. Another challenge of keeping your focusing on autofocus is that the camera starts to focus hunt in case the subject moves even little bit here and there. It may cause an abrupt and random shift in focus, which may result in a retake of the entire shot. Shutter speed. Electricity in India is supplied at 50 Hz. Now why am I talking about this? I will come to it later. How you set your shutter speed is, if you're shooting at 25 frames per second, 25 FPS, your shutter speed will be exactly double of that, which is 1:50. And if you're shooting at 60 frames per second, the closest shutter speed to that is 1:125. Whatever is your FPS, exactly the double of that will be your shutter speed. Now coming to the pro tip of 50 megahertz electricity supply in India, if you shoot at the shutter speed of 1:60, it will not match the frequency of the 50 Hz electricity, and that will cause a frequency mismatch and it will result in flickering and creating a banding in your videos. Not many people will tell you about this tip, so do thank me in the comment for this. Let's move on. White balance, apparently the most important aspect of your video, because this decides the right tones not only for the skin of the human but also the surrounding. It is usually divided into two color tones, which is the warmer side and the colder side. Now the lighting around us really disturbs the white balance because there are too many types of light coming from different sources, and if you're shooting in a room with and may have a yellow light somewhere and a white light somewhere, that also causes a lot of problem in the white balance. We are going to demonstrate how the right balance is to be used, and how, if you use a wrong white balance, what happens to your footage. To demonstrate the right white balance, we are outdoors now. It is cloudy and I'm standing in shade. We are using the shade preset on the camera, but you can see it is giving a lot of orange tinge to the overall shot and to my skin tone and the environment. We will now set it correctly using the Kelvin, which is a unit to measure or to correct the white balance. Let us show how it looks after we have corrected the white balance. We now set the scene to 5200 using the Kelvin, which is the custom white balance, and you can see the skin tone and the environment much better. Now we are in a much controlled situation where we are using white light, cool light. The temperature is set to 4500 in Kelvin metric. Now see what happens when you start shifting it from the right white balance to the warmer side. The current lighting condition that you're seeing me in is the Kelvin 5200. This is just in case if you need a warmer tone to your footage. We have not changed the light. The light has remained the same. We have only increased the temperature from 4500 to 5200. Now let us see how we can get a warmer effect from going from 5200 to 5500. This temperature setting is of Kelvin 5500, even warmer. This lighting condition that I am in, it is Kelvin 6500. It is very warm now. This you can use in the same lighting condition to show the effect of fireplace in the house. This can help you get that moody effect. The lighting. Now many amateur overlook or unintentionally do not get this thing right because they are using lights which are coming from the ceiling, which is from the above, that casts shadows under your eyes, creating dark circle and makes it look really bad. To get a right light, you will need light from the front. You can see how well my face is lit because I am using the source of light in front. Composition. We have an in-depth video on composition with the link right up here. Now it is very important to get the composition right. Either you can use the rule of third like how I am currently placed in the rule of third, or you can use the center composition by keeping a subject in the center. This makes the whole scene aesthetically very beautiful and well balanced. Coming to the audio part of it now. Now on a recent survey online, I checked for some responses from people just in general. A bad video quality was an exception, but a bad audio quality wasn't an exception for people. They wanted good quality in their audio. That doesn't mean that you overlook all the previous point. Everything is important, but audio is very important. It is always good to use a boom mic or a lapel mic to get the audio straight to the camera, because if you don't do that, you will capture a lot of ambience and that will result in a bad audio. When you connect your lapel mic to your camera, also use headphones to monitor the right audio level. Check if it is cracking or if you're getting too much ambience and set the audio level accordingly, because if you get a cracked audio, which means a higher decibel audio, no matter what you do, you will not be able to fix that in post-production. This audio that you're hearing is been recorded from the camera and mic. It is catching a lot of ambience, the fan sound, so much of distortion, and it is not at all a clear or a professional audio. Balancing a camera on tripod may sound a bit weird, right? But it is very important. Most of the time we just mount the camera and don't check for a level, which makes the footage a bit imbalanced, and when you try to correct it on post by cropping, zooming, you lose out on the resolution of your footage. So do not do that. Please check your camera balance before you take a shot. Nobody wants to reveal the secret is that you should always connect your camera to the monitor when you're taking a shot, because this gives you a much larger picture. It helps you understand the composition and get the right focus, check your lights, and also helps you understand if you have any unwanted prop in your scene. These days your smartphone also connect wirelessly to your camera, and that can also be a small monitor, because a camera display is very small and it cannot get all the information to the eye. So it's good to have a larger screen. A mobile screen is good enough. It is 2.5 size of your camera display, and that will also serve the purpose. So keep this in mind. All said and done, it's always good to take a test shot and play it back on the monitor and check if everything is fine, the light, the composition, the focus, and more importantly if the audio is correct, it is not cracking and there is no ambient sound and it is crystal clear audio. Now all the concepts that you shared in this video are relevant to mobile and DSLR video shooting both. If you want to rent professional equipment for your video shoot, you can do that from Accord Equips. Currently they are present in Pune, Mumbai and Goa, and they provide highly professional equipment on rental basis. I am going to provide their website address in the description below. You can go and check out. And we also thank them for providing us this 70-200 2.8 lens for today's shoot on complimentary basis. I'm sure that today's video has taught you something really valuable. Which tip was of most help to you? Please let us know in the comment box below. Subscribe if you haven't done so. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, please take good care of yourself and be safe.